Hello, this is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. Today I want to show you a really cool rotary desk telephone. This is Steven's telephone from New York, and this is a Northern Electric Galion telephone. And Steven got this telephone from a guy who had put a cloth handset cord on it, and we're going to show you a little bit of the phone because this is the initial checkout of the telephone. It's a very nice telephone, and it is missing the center ring dial, and it is missing the little keeper that would keep that on. It slides back and forth, and you kind of put your center dial ring on and card and then plastic protective cover. And so we're going to get him all the workings that he needs for this. And then this telephone does have a crack in the side, and it kind of runs the length of the body here almost, or all the way. And he's good with that. He understood that when he bought it, and he likes that because of the character that it, is to the phone. So anyway, we're going to show you the inside of this telephone. Now, what had happened was this guy went ahead and put the black cloth line cord on that he received, but he's got a lot of things loose here that he took off, and then also on the rotary he's got a lot of the wires disconnected from the rotary, and we're going to have to go through that rotary. It's returning pretty nicely, but we want to make sure that everything is hitting properly and that the points are working properly, and we want to clean them. Now, the bell is really loose. I'm not sure if that happened in shipping, but it looks like that needs to be looked at and taken care of, and kind of gone through and make sure all the connections are proper. Now, another issue is he wants a 7-foot, we're going to install a 7-foot black cloth cord for a line cord for him. And so we're going to be working on that. And this is the initial checkout of this telephone. It's a very nice telephone, and we're going to get him straightened out on this, and he'll be able to enjoy his telephone. So we're going to take a short break and work on it a little bit and come back and do some checks on this telephone. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back now, and so we've went through this telephone and straightened out the rotary, got the points cleaned and adjusted everything, straightened out the wiring that went to the rotary, and also straightened out the wiring that went to the network. So we got everything wired properly. We added a little over 7-foot cloth line cord to the telephone. Another issue is Steven's going to put on his own ring on the center dial, and so here's a ring. This is a little keeper, then a plastic cover, and then also he was missing the little clamp that goes on that you swivel back and forth to lock everything in place. So what we'll be doing is sending that back. He has a card that he wants to use, and so he's going to install this. Now, these A&E dial center rings are kind of a little bit difficult to put on, but with a little work you can get them. So that'll all go back to Steven. He's going to do his own center dial ring. So we'll set this to the side over here. And what we want to do is also check the bell, because the bells weren't working, and we went through them, got that circuit straightened out, and so now what we're going to do, kind of just worked on a little bit of everything. So now what we're going to do is do some final checks here. I want to go ahead and ring the telephone. I'm going to let that go a few times because that was one of the issues. Give it one more time. Okay. Give you some dial tone. Now what I want to do is dial a 2, and I want to speak into the handset, and I want to transmit. And if you watch this red light here on the analyzer, that's an indication of 100% modulation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, hello. And so we know we have transmit and receive, and what we're going to do is move the telephone over into a regular line, and we're going to make some telephone calls. So what we'll do is move that over. Give you some dial tone. And we'll go ahead and dial, say, a time and temp.
Good afternoon. Offenburg St. Clair Auto Mall with 5 new car lines at one location in O'Fallon. Offenburg.com. Today is Friday, May 25th. The time is 12:15. Current temperature 98 degrees. Now the Belleville area weather forecast.
Mostly cloudy today, then partly cloudy, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, highs around 90. Mostly clear this evening, lows around 70. Hot on Saturday, mostly sunny skies, highs in the 90s.
Okay, so now what we can do is we can call my number, and it'll be busy. Give you some dial tone. We can call one other number. We don't need anything from there, but we'll go ahead and call them. Give you some dial tone.
Thank you for calling Walmart.
Okay. So we know that the telephone is calling out and dialing numbers, and so everything is working on this telephone. Now I want to show you kind of the inside of the telephone now, so we'll move over to a regular telephone line. Get some dial tone. We're back over to the analyzer. And in the earlier part of the video, all the wiring, well, most of the wiring to the rotary was removed. And they were searching for a problem or trying to repair something, and I guess they just stopped at some point and did not put anything back together again or repair it properly. The other issue was the handset cord was on, but it was in the wrong place. They almost had it, but they were about 60% there. And some of the bells, lines and things for the cap and everything weren't properly wired, and they were loose. So now what we can do is I'm going to go ahead and hold the hook switch, but I'm going to ring the telephone. Let that go one more time. Okay, we'll go ahead and answer the telephone. Give you some dial tone. And it just needed a little straightening out and gone through. So we kind of went through a little bit of everything and got it all repaired to where Stephen's going to be able to use his telephone now. Now he can enjoy it and instead of just looking at it, he can actually use it. It still has its schematic on the capacitor, and so that's really cool. And then you have a network like you would see in a Western Electric, and so the bells are pretty similar to a 302 also. So it's just really cool to see these old telephones come in and be able to get them working for the customer, and so that they can use them. And then we got the rotary straightened out here. So it's just a really cool Northern Galion telephone, and he's going to enjoy this telephone a lot. They look really cool, and they're built like tanks, and I think this telephone's going to last him a very long time and be around for a long time. This is Dennis with A1 Telephone Service and Repair, A1 Electronics. You can reach us on the web at www.a1-telephone.com, and you can also reach us at 618-235-6959. There's some dial tone. Now, this bell will pull a lot of RIN out of the telephone line. So as long as Stephen's line is up, to standards and it's pushing a good voltage, he should be okay with it. But on these older telephones, they will pull a lot more voltage out of the telephone line. So that would be the only thing that may be a problem. As long as his line is in good shape and has sufficient voltage, you should be okay with this telephone. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.